Hey everybody, and thank you so much for watching this video analysis. I'm really excited to talk about the score from Frankenstein on Netflix. I went into it not knowing who the composer was and was pleasantly surprised and had a suspicion that it was Alexandre Desplat. He's the one who composed Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. He also wrote the score for The Imitation Game, which is an amazing film. My favorite cue from Frankenstein comes from the soundtrack The Tower. And if you've seen the movie, I won't spoil it for you, but you can kind of guess based off of this cue when it occurs. That last crunchy chord, that's a flat 9, and you would think that's the chord that he would play first, given how gothic and dark this movie is. But instead, he plays this really lush and clustered minor 9, which gives it this emotional beauty. It was an F sharp minor 9, so instead of remembering these tones that I'm learning by ear, I record them as I go. So you can hit record and play the two notes. Another way you could approach this is if you take an empty MIDI region, double click, I can hit MIDI input, Option Command K brings up my MIDI step input keyboard. You select a note value, I'm going to select a whole note and move my timeline to the start of measure 15, hit the F sharp, it'll play a whole note. The top note. So you have to make sure you bring the now line back if you're going to record in the same measure. Otherwise, you're going to record into the next measure. You can play both notes simultaneously and it'll input them in the same place. If you want to play it back, I find that I have to exit out of the keyboard and turn off the input. I can hear that cluster. And I think they're just fifths. I don't even know if there's a third. It's all up to interpretation and it's not going to be perfect. The best thing you can do is get your hands on a score if you're going to do a mock-up or analyze the score. So let's go ahead and fill in these inner voices. Option Command K, hit record. I'm going to hit these notes all at once. In the top register, bring back the now line. So I've got my shape. So remember, we have to exit out and turn this off. That sounds really good. I noticed that the minor 9 shows up a lot in cinema, and one of my all-time favorite suspenseful cues from the Lord of the Rings trilogy is in the Fellowship of the Ring. And this swell is so emotional and suspenseful, and you guessed it, is another minor 9. This time I'm going to use a string patch. This is a C minor shape. The minor 9 is up here, the D natural. I also hear a third, an octave above, which gives you this crunchy sound.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
I can hear that. This time let's record it for real. I meant to move this note there. Shift Option up arrow or down arrow moves it up and down a whole octave.
You bring us down a whole octave.
The last cue that we'll look at is from my album Ambition from the track Revenant, which is inspired by the movie The Revenant. I start out with a minor 9 in B and I modulate up a whole step. So I start with the C sharp minor tonic with the 10th. And you've got the 9, the 3rd, and the 11. So I go from the 11 to a raised 6th. That's that raised A. I wanted to play around and hear what this sounds like when they're all in the same key of F sharp minor, just like Frankenstein, in the same sound palette of Frankenstein with the organ and the choir. So I want to move them up without moving them out of place, and it snaps to the grid pretty well if you just move it straight up. See how it went off kilter a little bit? Just bring it back. You can hit J to join, so we have one region. I want to move these chords into the key of F sharp minor. Get all of the notes. I'm looking at the bottom note in C1, holding Option up arrow until I get to F sharp. Let's listen to that. So that's the Lord of the Rings cue. Now we go to the Revenant cue. Shift Option down arrow, finger off of Shift, and just hold Option up arrow to the F sharp. Now they're all in the same key, but I want to incorporate the female voices. Command C to copy this entire region, Option Command V. And that pastes the region in the exact same location, but in the selected track. So we don't need these low notes, and you're not gonna hear them in this sound patch anyway. Let me make that a little longer though. It was a little anticlimactic. If you're interested, I'm using these Spitfire Originals Epic Choir. Thank you for nerding out with me. You can like and subscribe for more videos like this and leave a comment. And you can also check out my music on this channel as well. And I hope you have a good day.